All right, hey team, welcome to our Thursday night call. There's so many. Oh my gosh, there are 24. That's so exciting. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, so if you are new to our call, we always start off with recognition. And I'm going to laugh. And if any of you are offended by curse words, or if you have a baby that you may be feeding, just cover the baby's ears so they don't hear my curse words when I introduce our top coach for the week. I've been doing Max 30. And anybody that knows Sean T, like his phrase is like, I'm back, bitches. Sorry, little baby. Sorry, cover your ears. And Stephanie Parks was our top coach this week. And all I can think when I put her name for the top coach was, I'm back, bitches, because Stephanie is back, which is very exciting. So those that have been around, Stephanie was like full force, and then some things happened, and she had to lay low for a while, but she's back. So I'm excited. So she was our top coach this week. And then our other top coach, which just gives me goosebumps, was Carissa Kohlhaas. So Carissa, great job. I'm so proud of you. I always do the top 5 coaches. So the other one was Vicky Banyan with 240 PV, Lindsay Sessions with 190 PV, and Jamie Arena with 180 PV. So great job this week. There were so many names on the board. I love it. For those that are like, well, how do you get on the board? PV means you've sold or you've bought something, because PV is directed with points or with the value of $1. So great job. I just love seeing all the names. For Success Club, I don't think I've seen as many coaches on our Success Club board in a long, long time. 5 of us have locked in Success Club. I'm at 10. Lindsay Sessions is at 7. Jill Kelly is at 6, and she's a new coach, so that's great job, Jill. Super proud of you. Emily Albrico was 6, and Stephanie Parks with 5. Don't forget, for this month, if you are going on the cruise or you are waitlisted for the cruise, resort dollars are doubled this month. So say you get Success Club 4, you're going to get $20 towards the cruise. Beachbody will match you, so you'll get $40. But if you get Success Club 5, the dollars double. So instead of getting like $25 for getting Success Club 5, you'll actually get 50, and Beachbody will match you, so you have 100 towards your cruise. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to go on the cruise. As far as who, some of you are super close, so keep plugging along. Sarah Berry, you have 4. Victoria Gray, you have 4. The following have 2. Vicky, Cara, Kelsey, Layla, Brittany Zeisky, Jessica Taylor, and Melanie Hendricks. And then Carissa and Jamie, you have 1. I had somebody that came to me today like, I don't think I'm going to get Success Club. Y'all know me. It is the 15th. This month is not even halfway over, and it is not over until it's over at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the last day of the month. So if you're coming to me saying, I'm not going to make Success Club, you already know what I'm going to tell you. So don't give up. Month is not even close to being over. Trying to think of what announcements I have. Same things are on special. If you don't know the Challenge Pack specials, get with me. You should know them. Make sure you're checking your Coach Online office. There's some new breaking news in there about the wait list for the cruise trip and all that fun stuff. So before I get into the content of the call, I want to go over Beachbody On Demand, because I've had some coaches coming to me like kind of freaking out about it. If you did not listen to the National Wake Up Call on Monday, then you don't know what I'm talking about. If you did listen to the National Wake Up Call on Monday, then you've already heard what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to reiterate it. I know a lot of us are panicking in the beginning. They're like, how is this going to work? And Michael Neiman hit it on the head on the National Wake Up Call. When they rolled out Success Club, so many coaches doubted that it was going to work. They're like, this isn't going to work. Like, this is going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to this company. And Success Club is probably the best thing that's ever happened to this company. When they rolled out challenge packs, coaches were like, I don't think these challenge pack things are going to work. And we all know the challenge packs work. So we just have to have faith in the company that this Beachbody On Demand is going to be an amazing thing. And I've had a couple coaches be like, well, I'm going to lose money. Like, why would I want to sell them a challenge pack with Beachbody On Demand when they can get P90X with a challenge pack? Now, let's be honest. How many of us have sold a P90X challenge pack? Anybody? Yeah, I thought so. We don't sell P90X challenge packs. Like, it's just we don't. They're not going to put the most popular programs on there. So you're not going to see 21 Day Fix. You're not going to see 21 Day Fix Extreme. You're not going to see Max 30. You're not going to see 25. The popular programs will not be a part of the challenge pack or a part of the Beachbody On Demand. So you don't have to worry about that. What's going to be on there? All the P90Xs are going to be on there. Insanity, Asylum, Combat, Les Mills Pump. I'm assuming Brazil Butt Lift is probably going to be on there. Like the ones that we don't really sell much of. It is going to be in a challenge pack. It's going to be $140. They get 90 club membership and Shakeology. And then after that, if they choose to continue, which is this is where you're going to want to follow up with those relationships. If they choose to continue, the club membership is $40 every 3 months. You make half of that in commission, so you make $20. So it's a great follow-up for people. And if you're selling a challenge pack with like the 21-day fix, we all know you get the 30 days of the club membership. So you'd be like, oh, when you're done with the 21-day fix, you can do P90X3 on demand. Well, they have to pay for that club membership. So A, you're keeping that relationship. And B, as Michael Neiman said in the video, you're still going to get your commission. You're not going to lose money. So have faith that the company knows what they're doing. I know sometimes when change comes, we kind of like all freak out and we're like, oh, we're going to lose our customers. They're not going to buy challenge packs. Remember, a big part of losing the weight and getting healthy is Shakeology. So that's why we have to reiterate the importance of Shakeology and make sure our customers know that. And that's what's going to keep them on Shakeology HD. That's what's going to keep them with club membership, because as soon as they quit their club membership, they lose access to those programs. So it's going to be a great thing. And it's a great incentive for those this month. If you get Success Club 5 this month and you have the club membership, you get to preview it next month. So Stephanie, Lindsay, Emily, and myself, we already get to preview it next month because we're all club members, because we're Emeralds or higher, and we got Success Club 5. So if you want to preview it, get to Success Club 5. Can we just all take a moment to grasp that there are 25 people on our call right now and no one else can join, and this is an amazing thing? Yay! Okay, thank you. I just wanted to celebrate real quick. All right, so, and I'm taking a screenshot of this so I can witness this forever. There we go. All right, so tonight we are going to talk about recruiting. A lot of you have been asking me to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it. A lot of people come to me. I had a call today with one of our uplines on the team, Kit Catacott, who is Tony Horton's sister. She's on our team somewhere up there way above. And she asked me, she goes, what are you doing? Like, tell me what you're doing. And you guys know there's no secret. I love Instagram. I love social media. That's what I do. But not all of you are me, and not all of you are going to have the same success on social media. So I'm going to go over some tips that I have from notes from a national wake-up call from way back when. Who knows when it is? So I'm going to start off with, how do you get coaches? Obviously, it's going to come down, the first thing is recruiting. Unless you have somebody that approaches you from Instagram, or you have challengers that have been in your challengers for a while, you're probably going to have to go out and you're going to have to find some coaches. It's just, it's how it's going to have to be. What I suggest, and I've probably gone over this in a past call, I want you to write down 10 characteristics that you want in your coaches. So do you want them to be, why am I spacing all of a sudden on characteristics? Do you want them to be outgoing? Do you want them to have that girl boss mentality? Do you want them to be like, have that entrepreneurship? Do you want them to be goal driven? Write down the 10 characteristics that you want in your coaches. Write down 20, narrow it down to 10, but write down those 10. That way you know what you're looking for when it comes to coaches. But also with that being said, don't turn away coaches. I know sometimes it's going to be like, well, I don't think we have a good fit. You may not have a good fit. I mean, I may not have something in common with every coach on the team, but I've talked to top coaches and I'm like, well, do you turn away coaches that like you think maybe won't work? And she's like, no, because you never know what's going to happen. They may become one of your best coaches. They may be the next Lindsay Matway. They may be your next diamond coach. Like, you never know what will become of something. So even though you're writing down your characteristics, don't turn away coaches because you don't know what's going to come from them. You have to feel out your coaches. We all talk about legs. So there's a strong leg. We have our left legs and we have our right legs. We're all on one strong leg and then yours your weak leg. If you don't know what your strong leg is, get with your upline so you can find out, because you need to know that for when you're adding coaches. You want to feel out your coaches that you're adding, so you know where to place them. Are they just going to be a discount coach where you want to place them on your weak leg? Are they going to be a coach that wants to build their business because they want some extra income? You want to figure out what the best placement is. You have to get to know them. You have to have that initial conversation before they want to sign up so you know where to place them. Ask them what they want. Do they wanting to achieve something physically? Are they wanting this for the accountability? What are their short-term goals? What are their long-term goals? This is important when you're finding out, A, because then you know what you need to do to work with them. And B, you know like what to focus on. If it's somebody that doesn't need any of your time, if it's somebody that's going to need a lot of your time, you have to narrow it down so you know how you can help them. And I love asking some of my coaches that are kind of on the fence. I always say, like, something I'll ask them is, like, would this be worth to you financially? How could this change your family's life? What could $50 a week do? What could $50 a month do? Some people, that may help them buy the diapers that they need for their baby. That may help them buy the healthy foods that they need to stay in shape. I like asking these questions because it kind of just puts things in perspective for them. Then when they're signing up, it just kind of helps them narrow down their short-term and the long-term goals. When you have somebody that's interested, like, don't interview them, but like, you have an interview, you have a discussion. And the thing I always have to remind myself, and I always want to remind the team, be a friend first. Don't have an hidden agenda. Don't be like, oh, this could be 2 Success Club points. I have to nail this. Because the minute you start thinking like that is the minute you're probably going to fail. You have to become friends with the person. You have to get to know them. Yeah, the Success Club points are great. Yeah, the commission is great. But most importantly, you want to help them achieve their goals. So they may not be able to financially afford that challenge pack to sign on, and that's okay. Just work with them one-on-one to find out what their goals are, because this may be something that they need to help change their family's life. And I talked about it a little bit. Make sure you have the placement set. For new coaches, I highly, highly, highly recommend talking to your upline before you sign up a coach to narrow down where they're going to go. I have a lot of my personally sponsored coaches that come and be like, I'm signing up a coach. Where do I put them? And we'll discuss it so they have the right placement. Because the last thing you want to do, and we have coaches on the team that have been, I hate to use the word, screwed and put in the worst possible spot on a leg. So make sure you talk to your upline before you go signing willy-nilly up and just placing them in Timbuktu. Talk to somebody before that happens. So what, and I know sometimes people are like, well, where do you find your coaches? You guys know I'm a huge believer in Instagram and social media. That is where I post. I have been building my Instagram account for 2 years. So you're not going to get to 18,000 followers overnight. But if you are consistent, you can make it happen. Do not be that coach that posts under people's pictures. Hey, I see you're into fitness. You want to join my challenge group? If I ever see that, I will come fly to your state and talk to you. Probably not, but you get the point. Don't be that coach. Be the coach that's building relationships. Be the coach that is getting to know people. I'm in a group that has nothing to do with fitness. And one day somebody said, man, all these Beachbody coaches suck and are annoying. And I literally wrote, hey, wait a second. Don't label all of us under this category. And she had said that she has this Beachbody coach that has messaged her 5 times about becoming a coach. And she's never even mentioned once to her about becoming a coach. So that's where it comes into place, where you have to start conversations beforehand. You're not just saying, hey, you want to join me? Because that's probably not the best way to start it. I was talking to Emily Albrinko the other day. Something that she does is she'll message somebody and say, hey, I've started into this new venture. Do you know anybody that would be interested or a good fit? She's not asking that person if she wants to join. She's just asking for referrals. A, it gives the person she's asking a quick out and be like, hey, actually, no, I don't. Or B, the person can be like, actually, yeah, I do. And I actually may be interested too. So it's a good way to start a conversation without being like, hey, join me over here. Come hang out with me. Host challenge groups. That is a great way to find coaches. Some of you have come from challenge groups. Kelsey, I believe, has come from a challenge group. Kelsey also was a referral from a person, from another challenger. Jessica's been in my challenge groups. Melissa's followed me on Instagram. I'm looking at faces trying to figure out where I've met people. Danielle was a challenger. So challengers become some of the best coaches. Carissa was a challenger. So make sure you're running the challenge groups, because that's where you're going to find some of your best coaches. Talk to friends, talk to family, the people that have bought challenge packs from you. You want to go back to them and be like, hey, I see you're still drinking your Shakeology. Just to let you know, if you signed up to become a coach, you could save $15, $16 a month. And I usually like to say that's saving $200 a year. That's basically 2 free bags of Shakeology. People like to save money. Most people like to save money. At least I like to save money. So you never know. And follow up with those people that you've sold challenge packs to. I follow up about 3 weeks after they have ordered their challenge pack, and I let them know that their next Shakeo is coming. I ask them what they want to do. And if they say, I want to continue on my Shakeology, I'm like, okay, well, let's sign you up to become a coach. Let's save you some money. Let's keep you accountable. And you can make some extra money if you'd like. I know it's no crazy secret. Like, I hope you guys aren't waiting for me to release this huge secret on how I sign up coaches, because I don't have one. I'm just consistent. You guys know I love that word. I should really get it tattooed somewhere, because I say it every single phone call 10 times. But if you're consistent and you're constantly adding to your network and you're constantly inviting, you can build your team. And when I say team, Once you guys sign up a coach, you have your own little mini team. Like, you are a leader now, which is an amazing thing to feel and to have and to know. So what happens when you sign up these coaches? Do you just like let them run off in the wild? No. You have to like nurture them. You have to mentor them. Some of my new coaches, like, we talk daily. Like, I'm like, all right, let's do this today, because that's what you have to do, because they don't know what they're doing yet. Like, you guys all know what it was like when you first signed up to become a coach. And I know not, like, when I signed up, I kind of learned a lot of it on my own, but not everybody is me. I know Brittany Russo learned a lot on her own. Stephanie Parks just went running one way and went on her own. Like, we're not all those type of people. And some of these people need their hands held in the beginning and need help figuring out what to do. And that's perfectly okay. What I like to do is I like to hand select 2 to 3 coaches every month to help. Now, I'm not saying my coaches that are listening that I'm never going to help you, but these are people that I work one-on-one with and that I help, and that I help reach their goals as long as they're matching my efforts. You need to encourage coaches that sign up. So you need to message them. I say message new coaches in the beginning, probably once every couple of days to help them get set up. And then after that, at least once a week. And there's some coaches that may be like, no, I got this. Like, you don't need to check in on me. Like, I'm good. Like, that's how I am with my upline. I'm like, nope, I'm good. I don't need your help. Like, you can go help somebody else. But there are some coaches that need that weekly check-in, that need that weekly accountability. And that's okay. You have to remember that is okay. Ask them, is this a good time? Like, some coaches may sign up and they're like, no, this isn't a good time. I just want the accountability for right now. So you have to find out if this is a good time for them to start building their business. Find out what their goals are. When you sign up a coach, set up an initial phone call within the first week or 2 of them signing up. Find out what their goals are. Make sure they have filled out that 7-day quick start. Please make sure they know their link. I get a lot of people that say, hey, I have somebody that wants to buy something. Where do I send them? Make sure they know their link so they know where to send people to. So if you've not listened to anything from the phone call, make sure they know their link. Remember that. Call to reconnect with them. Something I'm doing this year is I set up phone calls with anybody on the team that wanted to do with it to go over 2015 goals. That's reconnecting with my coaches. That's reconnecting with people on the team that maybe weren't so active last year, but now they want to be active this year. So make sure you're reconnecting with old coaches. Create an action plan. So for what that may look like is them saying, okay, I'm going to hit Emerald by so-and-so date. I'm going to start my challenge group by so-and-so date. I'm going to hit Success Club 5 by this month. Create an action plan with dates for them to follow through with and follow up with them. Make sure you follow up with them. And training. You have to make sure you're doing training. We have our 21-day coach boot camp. If you have not participated in one, make sure you get in the next one that starts February 2nd, first Monday of every month. I don't know if many of you know this. There is actually a Coach Academy training in the online office, in the Coach Online office. For those that are on video, raise your hand if you have done the Coach Academy training or know it exists. Okay, so about half of you. And those that are on the phone, I'm going to imagine you raised your hand in the air. If you haven't done it, go take a sneak peek. It is in the Coach Online office under news and training. Beachbody has put amazing training videos together for you guys to learn from. So make sure you take advantage of that and you finish it. And it may be something that I require of my personally sponsored coaches in the near future, of them sending me the certificate of completion, because then I know that they've gone through it. Be on the national wake-up calls. Danielle, I saw that face. Be on the national wake-up calls. If you cannot listen to them live, make sure you're listening to the recording. I can't listen to them on live because I'm on a family 5 with 5 people and we have 700 minutes to share. That is not a lot for 5 people. So I listen to the recordings on Tuesdays. You can download them in iTunes. If you have whatever it is called in a car where you can listen to things in a car. I don't know what it's called. It's like an auxiliary port or something, I think. Listen to them in the car. At Summit, she's one of the top coaches that she goes to the grocery store. She plugs in the earphone and she does personal development in the grocery store. Because what else are you doing in a grocery store? You're probably not doing anything if you're going by yourself. I go by myself. So plug in a headphone. Great time to listen to personal development. Podcasts. There's Chalene Johnson podcast. All of these are amazing trainings that you should be doing. If you want to be successful, you have to do trainings. Have to. Non-negotiable. Flip the page. Oh, that was the last of my notes. Well, that's a bummer. So I know it's not any profound, like huge secret of how to recruit coaches, but really it's just being consistent. You have to do the three vital behaviors day in and day out. No options. You have to be inviting. You have to be a product of the product, and you have to do personal development. And I am the first to admit it that I am horrible at personal development. I told you guys this before, and I'll probably say it again, but it's one of my goals this year to get better at it. My goal is to read 12 books this year, 1 book a month. So far, I'm not off to a very good start, but still a goal. I'm still going to make it happen. But you guys have to be consistent. If you're consistent, everything else will fall into place. Will it happen overnight? Probably not. Are you going to hit Emerald in your first 2 weeks? Probably not. There are some coaches that will, and that's great. And those coaches that you see that are making it happen, remember, don't compare yourself to them. We're all different. And 2, feel free to reach out to them. Be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, can I get some tips from you? Like, can you share like what you've been doing, who you've been talking to? I'm pretty sure none of the coaches on the team are going to turn you and be like, I'm not sharing my secrets with you. Like, it's all for myself. No, I'm pretty sure we're not going to do that. So you just have to be consistent. And I promise as long as you are, you can build this and you can make this happen. So with that being said, I'm going to open it up. Does anybody have any questions or any coaches that have hit Emerald or Diamond in such a short time? Because I know there's coaches on the call that hit Emerald within their first month and that hit, well, I only have 1 Diamond, but they hit Diamond within their first 4 months. If any of you have any tips that you would like to recommend or talk about, I would greatly appreciate it, because sometimes you guys have things to add that I have not said. So Emily, Stephanie, Kelsey, Brittany, any of you have anything you want to add, please feel free to do so. No? Okay.
Well, I've shared once before that if you're having a conversation with people and they're interested in challenge packs, but they're like, their finances isn't, I don't know if I can afford that, whatever, I'm not, you can introduce them to the idea of coaching to make some money to cover their challenge pack. I've done that before. So don't miss out on that opportunity if they say that there's a financial issue with them and they want something, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. And that reminds me too, when somebody is buying a challenge pack, I always am like, hey, just to let you know, like, we haven't talked about it, but you do have the option of becoming a coach for free. And sometimes they're like, oh yeah, let's do that. Like, I love it when people are like, yep, okay, sounds good. It's like, oh, wow, really? Oh, that was really easy. Okay. So let them know that they can become a coach for free when they buy a challenge pack. Brittany, I know you took yourself off mute.
My main thing is just like, yeah, as long as you're committed and you are consistent, then you can reach whatever goal you want to reach. Because like I said, okay, I'm gonna, because I was the person who, when I was talking to my former coach, because I was under a coach that was under Ashley, who's no longer on the team, she's like, yeah, you can do this turbo fire thing if you want to. And I'm like, yeah, but my husband's in the military, so I think I'm just going to coach because that makes sense, because it's free. So always talk to military people. And if you know that they're in the military or a veteran or whatever, or a spouse of someone in the military, just bring that up, because why wouldn't you? If
for U.S. only.
Right. Yeah, obviously, because that makes sense. Because why wouldn't you bring that up? And why wouldn't they become a coach? Because it's free and you get the discount. And I was like, yeah, I'll just do it, whatever, sign up. She's like, really? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna become Emerald in 30 days then. And on my 30th day, I did. And then, but that's because I was like, I need to find someone. I need to really like figure this out, and just start talking to people. And don't be pushy, but if you can make a sale, then you get someone. To me, if you can get someone to love the product, then you can get them to coach. So for me, I always try to build people and build challengers, and then from my challengers, I build coaches. Kelsey's one of my coaches, and she started off as a challenger, and within like a week or two, she like made a blog and she was posting about it and created this challenge. And I'm like, Kelsey, why don't you coach? And she's like, no, I'm not ready for it. I'm like, you're literally doing everything that a coach does, so why wouldn't you do that? And it only took her like a couple days. She's a coach now, and she became Emerald like, I think really quick too.
Oh yeah, like I think like within the first 30 days for sure.
Yeah, and she's never Neither of her coaches have ever gone inactive, and so you just have to like plant the seed, find some good challengers, and find people who love the product, because if they love the product, then they will coach, like no question. It's hard to find someone who doesn't know what's going on and what Beachbody is and what we have to offer and how great it is, and then expect them to teach someone the same thing. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I always go for challengers to become coaches.
I agree. Some of the, like Stephanie Parks, for example, I always like to call her out. She was a challenger, and I went to Lindsay is her upline coach, Lindsay Backey, and I said, I think Stephanie would be a great coach. It took us some time to convince Stephanie, but challengers can be the best coaches. I see people that are in challenge groups and I'm like, okay, you are running this challenge group. Like, let's talk. Like, you're already doing what a coach needs to do. So when I say challengers are your best coaches, they are. That's why it's very important to run challenge groups. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, and related to this topic? And then if not, I will stop the recording and then we'll go into our usual Q&A session. You guys are always so quiet. Even with 25 of us on the call. 25, my goodness, I'm so excited. All right, so those that are having on video, let's smile real quick. Emily, are you ready? Are you ready, Emily?
I'm ready.
Because you gave me a hard time last time.
I know, here I am. How do I look? Let me fix my hair.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm gonna end the recording real quick and then just don't hang up. So formal on our calls.